to some of the questions that you have already answered outside of this. But what happens when my cabinets peel? Am I just out of luck?
I would say that you're not out of luck. Anything can be, excuse me, repaired or replaced. But the first thing that we would do if we had an issue like that would be to qualify where the problem is coming from. In the past, before we started pressing our own vinyl doors, we outsourced some of those doors. And that particular manufacturer had a batch in which they failed to apply adhesive to the door. And when that happened, after a few years, there were a couple complaints that my vinyl was peeling from my door. After we went out and evaluated the situation, it was revealed that there was no glue ever applied to the door. And because the glue is not there, the vinyl did not stay. In a situation like that, if we went out and evaluated that we indeed did not manufacture that according to the proper process, we would obviously replace that. And since we started pressing our own doors in 1998 is about the time, we have not had any delamination as a result of that. To try and eliminate that, or at least minimize the human aspect of that, we tint our glue blue so that we can clearly see that the glue's been applied before it actually goes into the vacuum press. The only other time that we have ever had to deal with the issue with vinyl peeling away from the cabinets is related to the heat cleaning cycle on a self-cleaning oven. Because the temperatures within the ovens get extremely high, it's intense and it will damage any surface that's around it, not just your vinyl cabinets. It will scorch a painted cabinet or a stained cabinet over time. There are some precautions that can be taken. Used to, the appliance manufacturers would sell or provide what they called heat shields. And it's kind of become, like I said earlier, one of those things that's kind of the analogy of which comes first, the chicken or the egg. It's like, who's responsible for this? Because it's actually that heat cleaning cycle of that self-cleaning oven that's damaging the vinyl cabinet. And it's not that there's any defect in that product. It's because that process in which that cabinet, that vinyl is applied, that glue is heat activated, so that when that intense temperature rises, it reactivates the glue and it releases the vinyl from there. But even your appliance manufacturers put very big caution signs, caution, will burn, remove pets, remove animals, remove racks from the oven, can damage the self-cleaning cycle can actually damage the interior of your oven. Well, if it can damage the oven itself, it's obviously capable of damaging anything else in its vicinity. What we would recommend, and also the appliance manufacturers recommend, is that you remove any doors and drawer fronts that are directly adjacent to that oven during that self-cleaning cycle. Carefully inspect it to make sure that that heat gasket has not been compromised. And that can happen to a brand new oven, or it can happen to one that's 30 years old. It can be damaged during installation. It can be damaged during normal wear and tear. So usually those types of complaints happen with that. Now, if that happens, it can be repaired. That's one of the other benefits of the vinyl, is because if we put in a vinyl cabinet today, and even 2 years from now, if that customer decides to use their self-cleaning feature of their oven for the first time, and it happens to damage those cabinets, if we did the cabinets, we can replace those doors for them, and it will be an exact match. So there is a solution to that problem.